Jimmy Swaggart. Jimmy Swaggart dies at 90. Jimmy Swaggart, the controversial televangelist whose career was defined by both massive popularity and scandal, has died at the age of 90. His death was confirmed by his Sun Life Broadcasting Network on July 1st. Swaggart had been hospitalized at Baton Rouge General Medical Center following a cardiac event 2 weeks ago. Born in Ferriday, Louisiana, on March 15, 1935, Swaggart rose to prominence as one of the most influential televangelists of the 20th century. His fiery preaching style, often accompanied by piano music, attracted millions of viewers. His influence peaked during the 1980s when his sermons, sometimes marked by anti-Catholic and anti-Semitic rhetoric, reached a global audience, with donations surpassing $100 million annually. However, Swaggart's career took a dramatic turn in 1988, following a scandal in which he was photographed with a prostitute in a New Orleans motel. The incident led to his public confession on live television, where he tearfully admitted to his sins and sought forgiveness from his viewers and God. While some followers viewed the confession as genuine repentance, many saw it as a desperate attempt to salvage his career. The scandal marked the beginning of his fall from grace. Swaggart was defrocked by his church and continued as an independent Pentecostal minister. Despite a second scandal in 1991, when he was caught with a prostitute, he returned to lead his family worship center in Baton Rouge. Jim Shooter. Jim Shooter dies at 73. Jim Shooter, the influential former Marvel Comics editor-in-chief who steered the publisher through a transformative decade in the 1980s, has died at the age of 73 following a long battle with esophageal cancer. Shooter, who entered the comics industry at just 14 with scripts for DC's Superboy, was known for reshaping Marvel into a commercial powerhouse. Named Marvel's 9th editor-in-chief in 1978, Shooter guided the company through the transition to the direct market and helped establish a creative boom. Under his leadership, titles like X-Men, Daredevil, and New Mutants soared in popularity, while Marvel pioneered graphic novels, miniseries, and crossover events that became industry staples. Shooter's tenure was not without controversy. Known for his firm editorial control and high standards, he clashed with creators over storylines, most famously insisting that Phoenix die in X-Men to maintain narrative integrity. Despite internal tensions, his editorial reign is credited with elevating Marvel's output and ensuring its survival during a volatile economic period. After leaving Marvel in 1987, Shooter co-founded Valiant Comics, which briefly rivaled the major publishers before his departure in 1992. He also launched several other publishing ventures, including Defiant Comics and Broadway Comics, with mixed success. Mark Brokaw. Mark Brokaw died at 66. Mark Brokaw, a prolific director of off-Broadway, Broadway, and regional stage productions who, beginning in the 1990s, worked with some of the brightest emerging playwrights, including Douglas Carter Beane, Kenneth Lonergan, Nikki Silver, Paula Vogel, and Linda Barry, died Sunday, June 29th, following a battle with cancer. He was 66. His death was confirmed by the actor Cameron Manheim on social media. My beautiful friend Mark Brokaw lost his battle with cancer this morning. Today, we lost a beautiful, gifted, beloved friend, artist, husband, and son. The entire theater community is grieving today. I will miss him terribly. Raised in Illinois, Brokaw graduated from Yale Drama School and received a fellowship from the Drama League in New York. He soon met Carol Rothman, artistic director of the Second Stage Off-Broadway Theater, and was hired as her assistant director on Tina Howe's Coastal Disturbances in 1987. Stuart Burrows. Stuart Burrows died at 92. The prominent Welsh tenor Stuart Burrows has passed away at the age of 92. Born in 1933 in Sylfanid, Wales, Burrows first began singing as a child. Also a prominent rugby player, he turned down the offer of a professional contract from Leeds Rugby League Club and became a teacher instead. After just 2 years, he began to appear as a professional singer, taking roles with the Welsh National Opera, such as Ismail in Verdi's Nabucco in 1963. His international breakthrough arrived in 1965, when Igor Stravinsky invited Burrows to sing the title role in his opera Oedipus Rex in Athens. Over the next 3 decades, Burroughs developed a career that included appearances at the Royal Opera House Covent Garden, as well as opera houses in San Francisco, Vienna, La Scala, and the Metropolitan Opera in New York. Burroughs mostly sang repertoire by Mozart and Donizetti, as well as French composers, including Berlioz and Massenet. At one stage, Sir Georg Solti attempted to persuade Burroughs to sing Wagner, but he declined, standing firm in his opinion that heavier repertoire would not suit him. Burroughs had his own popular television series on BBC Two, titled Stuart Burroughs Sings. The show ran for 8 years and included performances of opera and oratorio alongside Victorian song and folk songs. He was one of the greatest Mozart tenors in the world, from La Scala to the Met and Covent Garden, said the Welsh operatic and concert soprano Beverly Humphreys. The beauty of his voice, his sensitivity, lyricism, and refined musicianship was unsurpassed. Oliver Gibson. Oliver Gibson dead at 53. Oliver Gibson, a former NFL defensive lineman who played for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cincinnati Bengals, has died, his family in Notre Dame announced. Gibson played 9 seasons in the NFL after the Steelers selected the former Fighting Irish star in the 4th round of the 1995 draft. He was in the same draft class as Mark Bruner, Cordell Stewart, and Brendan Stye. He played 4 seasons in Pittsburgh and another 5 in Cincinnati. We are deeply saddened by the passing of Oliver Gibson. We send our condolences to his family and friends, Notre Dame said in a statement on Monday. Gibson played in 133 games and recorded 17.5 sacks along with 243 combined tackles. The best season of his career came in 1999 when he put together 4.5 sacks with 41 tackles. He played all 16 games with the Bengals that year. He played from 1995 to 2003. Former Bengals star Chad Ochocinco was among those who shared their condolences on social media. He played high school football in Romeoville, Illinois, where he was named the USA Today High School Defensive Player of the Year. Gibson returned to his alma mater in 2014 to become the head football coach, according to the Cincinnati Enquirer. He was also an assistant basketball coach. Wayne Larkins. Wayne Larkins dies at 71. Wayne Larkins, the former England and Northamptonshire batter, has died after a short illness aged 71. Larkins, popularly known as Ned, played 13 tests and 25 ODIs between 1979 and 1991. His second England appearance was in the 1979 World Cup final. He batted at number 7 and bowled 2 overs, but his finest hour came when hitting the winning runs at Sabina Park, as England took an unexpected 1-0 lead on the 1989-90 tour of the West Indies. That was Larkins' 7th test, coming more than 8 years after his 6th. He might have played more in between, had he not been banned for 3 years for involvement on the 1982 Rebel Tour of South Africa. Renowned for his colorful off-field character as well as his stroke play, Larkins spent most of his career with Northamptonshire, making more than 700 appearances for the club. He later moved to Durham before winding down a career that saw him score 40,000 runs and amass 8,500s. His wife, Debbie, was quoted on the Northamptonshire website, "Ned loved everyone he met, and everyone loved him. People were drawn to his infectious energy. He lit up every room and never wanted the party to finish. He loved his soulmate of a wife and his precious daughters so much. He will be partying up in the sky, drinking a toast to everyone and to his own life. We are devastated, but will never forget his undeniably unique presence and his impact on our lives." D. Wayne Lucas. D. Wayne Lucas dies at 89. Hall of Fame horse trainer D. Wayne Lucas died at his home in Louisville, Kentucky on Saturday night. He was 89. Lucas won 15 Triple Crown races, including 4 Kentucky Derby titles, and, most recently, last year's Preakness with Seize the Grey. He was hospitalized last week while he fought a severe MRSA blood infection that damaged his heart and digestive system, in addition to worsening pre-existing chronic conditions, according to the Associated Press. He declined an aggressive treatment plan and returned home earlier this week to spend his final days with family, per a Churchill Downs news release Sunday. Wayne devoted his life not only to horses but to the industry, developing generations of horsemen and horsewomen and growing the game by inviting unsuspecting fans into the winner's circle, his family said in a statement. Whether he was boasting about a maiden 2-year-old as the next Kentucky Derby winner or offering quiet words of advice before a big race, Wayne brought heart, grace, and grit to every corner of the sport. His final days were spent at home in Kentucky, where he chose peace, family, and faith. Upon Lucas's hospitalization, his horses were transferred to his assistant trainer, Sebastian Boss Nicole. Wayne built a legacy that will never be matched, Nicole, a member of Lucas's team since 2002, said last week via the AP. Every decision I make, every horse I saddle, I'll hear his voice in the back of my mind. Dave Parker. Dave Parker dies at 74. June 28th, Pittsburgh Pirates legend Dave Parker has passed away at the age of 74, just a month before he was set to be enshrined in the Baseball Hall of Fame after being elected by the Classic Era Committee, the Pirates announced Saturday. He had been battling Parkinson's disease. Parker starred in the 1970s for the Pittsburgh Pirates, winning the 1978 National League MVP award and back-to-back NL batting titles in 1977-78. In 1979, when the Pirates won the World Series, the 7-time All-Star hit .310 with 25 home runs and 94 RBIs. Over 19 seasons with the Pirates, 1973-83, Cincinnati Reds, 1984-87, Oakland Athletics, 1988-89, Milwaukee Brewers, 1990, California Angels, 1991, and Toronto Blue Jays, 1991, Parker hit .290 with 339 home runs and 1,493 RBIs in 2,466 games. The right fielder had a strong throwing arm and was a 3-time Gold Glove winner and 3-time Silver Slugger. Parker was part of the inaugural Pirates Hall of Fame class in 2022 and had been scheduled to be inducted into the Hall of Fame on July 27th, when, heartbreakingly, Parker said, was a long time waiting. So it was exciting. I'm looking forward to being there. I've been holding this speech in for 15 years. The 70s were tough, Parker said. You had to be a heck of a player to play in the 70s. I enjoyed that. I loved the competition. I just enjoyed playing. Coyote Peters. Coyote Peters dies at 46. Coyote Peters, the acclaimed Nigerian filmmaker, director, and actor celebrated for his pioneering work in theater and television, has died in Toronto after a prolonged battle with illness. Peters' family confirmed his passing in a statement shared via his official Instagram page on Saturday, June 28, 2025. It is with profound sadness that we announce the passing of our beloved Coyote Peters Adewumi, who passed on peacefully this morning, June 28, 2025, in Toronto, Canada, the statement read. KP braved, challenged, and conquered a long-time illness until his last breath this morning. Read also, from 1931 to 2025, billionaire philanthropist Aminu Dantada dies at 94. Born and raised in Lagos, he studied English in the University of Lagos and carved a unique niche in Nigeria's contemporary theater and television scene, directing and producing numerous stage plays and sitcoms that reflected everyday Nigerian life with wit and authenticity. Widely known in the Nigerian entertainment industry simply as KP, he got his start in the entertainment industry in 2000, just after graduating, when he produced The Twilight Zone. In the years that followed, Peters shot to fame with African Magic's revival of the hit comedy series Flatmates, which became a staple of Nigerian pop culture and inspired a new generation of situational comedies. Papa Ajasco and Company, and soon began working as an executive producer and movie director of some popular blockbusters. Bill Dellinger. Bill Dellinger died at 96. Bill Dellinger, one of the most accomplished figures in the history of American distance running and an architect of Oregon's storied track and field legacy, passed away this week at the age of 91. Born March 23, 1934, in Grants Pass, Oregon, and raised in Springfield, Dellinger's deep Oregon roots would blossom into a 5-decade-long impact on the sport, first as one of the University of Oregon's greatest distance runners, and later as the Ducks' head track and field coach, who impacted the sport on a local, national, and global level. A two-time NCAA champion, mile in 1954, and the 5,000 meters in 1956, the latter of which he broke the record in 3 times in 1956, 3-time All-American, and 3-time conference champion from 1953 to 1956. Dellinger competed at Oregon for legendary coach Bill Bowerman. His post-collegiate career included 6 American records, 2 world indoor records, 2 miles and 3 miles, and 3 appearances at the Olympic Games, 1956, 1960, and 1964, culminating in a bronze medal in the 5,000 meters at the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. Coach Bill Dellinger was one of the greatest coaches ever, said Rudy Chapa, a 6-time All-American at Oregon and a member of the Ducks' 1977 national champion cross-country team. However, for those of us lucky enough to have been coached by him, what we treasured most was the genuine friendship he gave us long after our running days were over. He gave us so much more than guidance on the track. Shefali Jariwala. Shefali Jariwala dies at 42. Actor-model Shefali Jariwala, best known for her appearance in the iconic song Kanta Laga, has died at the age of 42. Her sudden passing has shocked fans and members of the Bollywood industry. Mumbai police said on Saturday that the cause of Jariwala's death is yet to be ascertained. Her body has been sent to Cooper Hospital for post-mortem examination. Mumbai police received information about this at 1 a.m. Her body has been sent to Cooper Hospital for post-mortem. The cause of death is not yet clear, ANI quoted police officials as saying. Jariwala was reportedly rushed to Bellevue Hospital in Mumbai by her husband, actor Parag Tyagi, and 3 others. Hospital staff confirmed she had passed away before arrival. A police team and a forensics unit visited her residence in Andheri on Saturday as part of the ongoing investigation. The first public report of her death was shared by journalist Vicky Lalwani on social media. Shefali Jariwala, the Kantalaga girl, is no more, read part of an Instagram post. Known for her outspoken personality and strong presence on social media, Jariwala's death has triggered an outpouring of grief across the entertainment industry. Tributes have flooded social media, remembering her as a, quote, vibrant, fearless artist who left a lasting impression. Bollywood singer Mika Singh expressed his sorrow on social media, writing, "I'm deeply shocked, saddened, and feeling a heavy heart. Our beloved star and my dearest friend Shefali has left us." Richard A. Boucher. Richard A. Boucher dies at 73. Richard Boucher, who served for more than a decade as the spokesman for the State Department and Assistant Secretary of State for Public Affairs, has died at age 73. He died Friday at his home in Northern Virginia after a battle with spindle cell sarcoma, an aggressive form of cancer, according to his son. Boucher had been the face of U.S. foreign policy at the State Department podium across administrations throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, beginning in the George H.W. Bush presidency and continuing through Bill Clinton's and George W. Bush's terms in office. Boucher served as the spokesman for Secretaries of State James Baker, Madeleine Albright, Colin Powell, and Condoleezza Rice. In a career that took him from the Peace Corps, though Africa and Asia, as well as in Washington, Boucher also served as U.S. Consul General Hong Kong during the 1997 handover of the territory from Britain to China, and later used the skills he learned there to help orchestrate an end to the U.S.-China spy plane crisis in early 2001. After leaving the spokesman's job, Boucher became Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asia, and was then ambassador to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Retired veteran CBS journalist Charles Wolfson, who worked with Boucher for years, lauded him as an effective State Department spokesman, but also a valued professional colleague and friend. He was a superb diplomat. Rick Hurst. Rick Hurst dies at 79. Rick Hurst, who portrayed the friendly but bumbling Deputy Sheriff Cletus Hogg on the comedy series The Dukes of Hazzard, died at his home in Los Angeles on Thursday. He was 79. His death was confirmed by Ben Jones, who played Cooter on The Dukes of Hazzard and remained friends with Mr. Hurst after the show ended. Mr. Hearst had been scheduled to appear at a meet and greet on July 3rd at the Cooter's Place in Pigeon Forge 10, a shop and museum dedicated to the TV show run by Mr. Jones and his wife Alma Viator. But Mr. Hearst had canceled because he was not feeling well. Ms. Viator said in a phone interview on Friday that Mr. Hearst's death was shocking to all of us, even though we knew he wasn't feeling well. Mr. Hearst appeared as Cletus, the cousin of Boss Hogg, the commissioner of the fictional Hazard County, in 55 episodes of The Dukes of Hazzard from 1979 until 1982. The show ran for 7 seasons on CBS. The show left a mark on American popular culture, most famously perhaps rebranding cut-off denim shorts as Daisy Dukes after one of its characters. Until recently, Mr. Hearst still appeared at events at Cooter's Place, which has 3 locations across the South. While Mr. Hearst earned dozens of television and movie credits over his long acting career, his first acting experience came when he was 5. Someone tapped him on the shoulder while he was at the Houston Public Library with his mother, asking him to star in a commercial for the library. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood has always stood as a symbol of strength, quiet, commanding, unwavering. From the steely silence of the good, the bad, and the ugly, to the deep reflection of Gran Torino, and the brilliance behind the camera in $1 Million Baby and Unforgiven. Clint wasn't just a Hollywood legend. He was a storyteller of grit, dignity, and the complexity of the human soul. But now, in a chapter far removed from film sets and spotlights, a different story unfolds. Clint Eastwood's health is very poor, and the risk to his well-being may be growing. It's difficult to imagine the man who once defined toughness, the lone cowboy, the determined detective, the stoic hero, now facing the frailty of time and illness. The same hands that shaped unforgettable scenes, and the eyes that held 1,000 untold stories, now rest more often. His movements are slower, his voice more faint, yet in every breath he takes, there remains the spirit of a man who never did anything halfway. Beyond the actor, beyond the filmmaker, Clint Eastwood is a man who lived fully. He once said, "What you put into life is what you get out of it." And he gave life everything: passion, discipline, truth. Now, as his world grows quieter, he is surrounded by those who love him most, those who understand that real strength lies in grace, in letting go, and in the courage to face what's ahead with peace. He served not only the screen, but also his community. As the former mayor of Carmel by the Sea, he led with the same measured wisdom that defined his characters. And now, as this moment arrives, people from every walk of life pause with respect and affection.